And we got the white pieces against Richard from the Philippines. Let's go with E3. Get our bishop out. Wow, he's stumped. He is stumped. Move 2, we got him. We got him out of book. What's happening? He's definitely checking my profile. Do I come up as in the list of streamers? I guess not. Why is he copying me? That is so lame. We'll develop our bishop. How do I get my name to pop up here? Oops, I just left my own game. What? Okay. Watch streamers. Stop it. Stop it. Okay. Hey, it does say. Why does it say I'm offline? How do they know I'm streaming? That's the real question. And what's this guy doing? Let's bring the knight out. We'll play c3. We shall play c3. We'll play f4. I mean, I'm happy to get time odds, but the position's not that complicated, right? Wow. This guy's so lame, just copying me. Whatever. I don't have to go for it. I could change up my strat. I think I'm gonna do that because this guy's being a lame-o. He knows I'm gonna play the Stonewall, so he's doing it himself. That's just... There's a check here. Which makes him go here. But what's the point of that? Nothing. I don't see the point. Could just go c4. He'll play c6. I'll take. He'll take. let's do that. No more Stonewall for me. Okay. So takes. I bring this knight out here. What else is there? There's... Let me take it, so he has to take with this pawn. And... because if he takes with this pawn, I'll take this. So he'll take here, and then what can I do? Develop. I should develop somehow. This knight's a bit funky now that I played c4. It should probably go here, but we'll work around it. This guy doesn't have much ambition, so I'm not too worried. I don't know what he's thinking about. Is he consulting his engine? I mean, just take the pawn. Okay. So now I have a number of ways to develop. This looks the most logical, I would say. Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's keep it some time advantage on the clock. I can castle next. And then I have to figure out what to do with my dark squared bishop. I guess I'll Fianchetto it. I'll play b3 at some point, I guess. And either go here or here. If I could, I would just trade it, but this square is not going to be protected, so... Okay. Castle. Knight in here. And when he puts his knight here, I'll play f3. Okay, so he's covering this square. So I can't jump my knight in just yet. That's fine. Okay, so I can castle. It's an easy move. I think it's safe. Let's castle. I don't want to waste too much time on the easy moves. And now I'll play b3. Fianchetto, and then I could stick a knight here because after takes, the bishop's defending it, and then I could plant the other knight here, and then maybe rook c1. I don't think queen a4 does anything. I should get my army in the game probably. What's up, Klebethy? I know I saw the whole thing. I saw the whole thing. I haven't played chess in forever, so let's see. Okay, he develops his knight. He's gonna chuck it in here. I'm okay with that. I think b3 like I wanted is a good way to start. I don't see many other perspective moves. Actually, if I did jump my knight here, it hits this pawn, but after queen e7, my knight's misplaced. I don't have a follow-up. So let's just go with this move. Create some scope for this guy. You've been slacking on your grind? Yeah. I just lost motivation. But after I took a nice long break, it feels better to play again. I forgot everything though. No opening theory. Okay, so he might just castle or he'll plant a knight here. Okay, so he plants the knight there. This square is a little tender. I could fianchetto, which supports this move. Or I could go a4, which supports this, but then the b3 pawn's a little weird. It's an interesting decision. Do I want to fianchetto? So like if I go here and he castles, that forces the bishop trade. But he has access to this square with his knight, although I guess that doesn't really matter. Does it? Here, castles. Here, takes, here, here. He has to just go back, I guess. And if I go here and he goes queen f6, then I can't hop my knight in. Maybe I'll just go a4. Let's do that. It's a bit weird. But if I can trade the dark square bishops, I should be happy, I think. I kind of liked fianchettoing and throwing my knight here, but he might play queen f6, which stops that. And I want to move this knight so I could play f3 and just say this whole idea is dumb. You like playing in person? I like playing in person because you get to, you know, hang out with your friends, but I hate looking at the board in person because I don't know, something about the computer screen being 2D, I can see stuff, and when I play over the board, my mind can't process it, and I lose like 500 elo. You need whatever Fabi was smoking. Yeah, don't we all? Don't we all? No one in your school likes chess? Yeah. I hear that. I don't know too many people that like chess in person. I kept wondering when Magnus was playing Fabi in that last game in the Armageddon, could he not have just taken the bishop with his rook, sack the rook? Wouldn't that have been completely winning? But I couldn't. I didn't have enough time to like see it through because he immediately like moved his queen over, and that's when the eval bar dropped to even when he went for that weird draw. I thought he could take the bishop, but I wasn't able to calculate long enough. Okay, so he castles, which is okay. I just gotta make sure this doesn't actually do anything ever. I kind of think this is the way to go. So here, takes, queen here. This walks into a fork, so you gotta bring it all the way back. Or queen c1. Let's do this, because this guy's really good for black, covering this square. And this guy's kind of garbage for me. It is weird to put my rook here, but not a big deal. Queen here, rook back, queen in, hits my knight and my pawn. Both are defended. If I jump this guy in, he can actually take this, take my pawn. So here, do I have an alternative? My rook's hit. Again, if I move it all the way back, and he infiltrates, I don't have to jump this knight in, I could just leave it there. So if he takes, I recapture. I could also first just go rook b1. Yeah, there should be outs. The only people who ever want to play are like sub 800. Yeah, they're just, I can't play sub 800 people. He should have sacked, in my opinion. Did you see the Wesley versus Magnus Armageddon game? Yeah, I saw all the games actually. But was that yesterday? Let's see. So he goes queen f6. So my rook's not in danger. But he covers this square one more time, so I can't hop into it yet. Fine. But he lost his dark square bishop, so that should be pretty good for me. I might want to play even b4, just to open my rook up. Well, maybe just to open my rook up. Hard to say. What other moves do I have? Queen a1 might be big brain. So I can get this in again. But even if I get this, right? Takes, fine. He goes his queen wherever. Who even knows? What's the big deal? Yeah, I can play a4, but like, what's the big deal? I don't really see a big deal. I don't know why I've been trying to get that so much. I'll just wait till he moves his knight, and then I'll put my knight in there. I gotta do something with this guy, though. So I guess if I go here, that opens up this avenue, which is kind of cool. What other avenues? This is kind of lame. This is kind of meh. I think I like b4 here. It also covers this square with the rook. Yeah, so I fix my pawn structure. I protect this square. I also provide room for this guy. Okay, so he pushes this. He's going for this and then an attack. That's also fine, I think. Why is it fine? It's fine because if I move this out of the way, then I can always drop back. again. This does nothing. And this looks kind of juicy. And if it goes here, then I can finally get in my f3. Because if I open up the f file, that can't be so bad for me. Now he may like go for this and just attack me, but I'm not sure I believe in that. I could always take, but that's always a bad idea. So I think this is the most reasonable. It was round 5. I've been catching up. I started with the Wesley and Fabi games because they're 2 of your favorite. They're 2 of my favorite players, not their chess, but like personality wise. I like Wesley and I like Fabi. Like those are 2 people I could be friends with. Can't say that about all of them. So this guy's got 5 minutes almost, so it might be hard to calculate some serious stuff. I like Hikaru chess, but not him. He seems like a jerk. Listen, I get the same vibe, you know, like an arrogant dude who's just like. Even Magnus kind of gives that vibe off a little bit. And he acted like such a baby the other day when he was getting creamed. Okay, so he moves his queen, which hits this pawn and this pawn. I'm not sure what that does though. I kind of want to play f3, challenge the knight. Of course, oh no, that's why he went here. I can't play f3 because this pawn's hanging. Fair, fair. He can't push because this pawn would be hanging. This is a move. It's only if I can defend whatever he's doing here. Although I'm not sure, I don't see what he's doing here. Like this, I just take it. He has no dark square bishop. Then I would be scared. Oh, there's actually f4 here. That shuts down everything he's doing in a big way. Although it keeps his knight here permanently. En passant, rook or queen takes should be fine. But again, this loses this pawn. This isn't possible. I don't see what he's doing, so I'm going to improve my piece. Magnus is like the top 3 players, though, between him. Shirtless Magnus and Junk Magnus. Junk Magnus is awesome. Rook e1, then f3. Yeah, Magnus, it's only a little bit. I feel like if you got to know him or if you were friends with him, he'd be fun to hang out with, but he doesn't fall into the category of just like nice people I would get along with, like Fabi, Wesley. I could definitely, you know, get along with them. Like Ding, I love Ding, but he's just too nice, so I couldn't hang out with him because like he's too wholesome for me. That's like the other end of the spectrum. Then there's people like Hans Niemann I wouldn't even like talk to. Who else is a tool? There was another guy. Who was it? I forgot. You and Ding would be besties. Yeah, no, I could definitely be friends with him, but like I don't see how we could ever hang out. He just seems too like, I don't know what we would do. This pawn, this knight, this pawn. I have no problem trading this knight. Takes. His pieces are kind of looking like Nick's right now. If only Nick was here to hear you bash him. Having a picnic on the queen's side. Listen, he thinks he's attacking me. But he should have never traded that dark square bishop. He shouldn't have castled because that gave me the guaranteed trade. He should have retreated it somewhere first, or I don't know, done something. Also, like, if I just play g3, I guess he can reroute this way then. Okay, so he moves his knight to, I don't know, maybe go here. Defends this pawn and prepares to kick me. I could stop that with a5. He's also defending this pawn so he can push. I think bishop e2 is the big brain move here. What's up, Manu, the freestyler? Because that defends this pawn, allowing me to push f3. And again, he can't push this. Well, he can, but this pawn would hang again. And when he kicks me, it'll give me this avenue. And if I can get my knight in one of these squares, it's just GG's. So I think bishop e2 is big brain. Right? Let's see. Yeah. Because this defends this, so now f3 is a thing. And if he takes, I can take with so many pieces. He only has 2.5 minutes, so I feel like he's gonna feel urgency and just throw stuff at my king. So I guess if here, then he can, no, he can't play this, but I can't play this. But that's fine, because positionally, if I can get this knight in here, or here, hard to say. Maybe f4 is even better. And if he goes here with his knight, what's my idea again? What's his idea? Pushing doesn't work. Okay, pushing doesn't work. And if he goes here, I mean, he goes here, then f3. f3. If he pushes, I can also just push past, and if here, f3. Takes. I could kind of take with the rook. I kind of want to activate that bad boy and throw him on the H file. He's down to 40 seconds. That's good for me, I guess. I thought I was the slowest player in chess.com, but then there's this guy. So he does kick the knight. So now I get to reroute it to gangster squares. So that was a mistake. Which square is better? I feel like f4 just stops him cold in his tracks, but so does e5. It pressures this pawn, but always allows an f4 in different lines. This always stops an f4, therefore stopping any attack. So he goes to redefend this square, but now I still have f4. And if he pushes, takes, knight takes, this pawn hangs. Okay, so I think he's starting to slowly fall apart. Maybe. So I think knight f4 is the move. That looks pretty gangster. Then I can just beat him on the queen side. I still can't play f3, so let's go knight f4. At what elo do I go from being beginner to intermediate? I mean, I have no idea. I think they have actual, like, expert, advanced, online with actual ratings. Like, I consider myself intermediate, so, but technically I might be advanced or something else. I have no idea. I think 2000 would be like expert, so maybe like 1600s intermediate. I'm not sure. I think you can just Google that though. Rook here defends this pawn, and that's all it does. It's pretty lame. I also have the opportunity for f3 now. I can go for his king. I can also play on the queen side. For example, queen here with the idea of infiltrating here. That looks nice. What else do I have? I have f3 with the idea knight back. Well, then I would win a pawn, and if if let's say knight takes knight, queen takes knight, takes here, that also looks strong for me. I don't know what to do. I feel like I could just wreck him on the queen side, but f3 is kind of thematic to kick out the knight, right? Although his knight's doing jack, so maybe just leave it there. Okay, so queen c2. What does he do? He doesn't have any moves. He literally like has no legal moves. Is he gonna do this? But then I win a piece. I'm gonna activate my queen because I feel like why play where he has all his pieces when I could do this? And if he takes, again, I can slowly outgrind him on the queen side while his pieces are having a barbecue here. And if he pushes, this pawn hangs, so let's go with that. Let's go with this. I feel like these pieces are vulnerable. And his queen actually is often Never Neverland. And he has 15 seconds. And I don't think he expected queen c2, so he does push, which allows this, but blunders this, hitting the rook. He'll move the rook and walk into this fork, almost guaranteed, and then he'll punch his computer screen. And if he just moves the rook to a non-fork square, or let's just say here, well, that's another fork square. Here, that's another fork square. Well, he's gonna get forked somehow. So let's just take the pawn. And that was an important pawn because now my bishop is gonna be OP. Wait, what did he just do? He took my knight, but I could take this with check. Also check. I mean, I'm gonna take his rook with check, right? That seems like good. I mean, there might be better, but with a minute on the clock, I don't want to invest too much time and then blunder later. Are you saying queen c7 like as a suggestion or because you don't understand? Oh wait, queen c7. Oh, for me. Oh, I see. I don't think that did anything. It looks infiltratey, but he had ideas. Okay, so now I just take the knight, right? Do I have better? This, that's too fancy. Let's just take the knight. He has 10 seconds. I have a check coming. And both rooks on the c file. He has no attack. And he should resign. Okay. He jumps the knight in. Last ditch effort. I can give a queen check for easier infiltration. I can give a bishop check. I feel like the queen, since I have to move the queen anyway, might as well be with tempo. Right, let me see. Check, king over. I mean, this is cool, but I have to move my queen, so let's do a queen check because it's with tempo. How do you time out in 15-10? Listen, I time out all the time. I mean, I'll make a move, but I'll be just playing with, like this guy, with 2 seconds on my clock, and that'll be that. He blocks with the bishop, but now I get this trade too. He does have this, which after I move my rook, doesn't do anything. Not sure what this does. Okay, his rook is pinned. His back rank is just open. So I can bring my rook over. Is this move too fancy? I feel like getting my rook in the game makes more sense. A lot of people would take this pawn, but I don't see how that's a good move, so. He runs his king up the board to get out of the pin. This is just extremely natural. So I'm gonna do that. He goes there. Now I could take the pawn or I could push. If I push, if his rook goes anywhere, I have this. If his rook blocks the pawn, I have that with the trade. The other idea is this. If rook takes, queen here, here. I think I'm gonna push. I think it's more baller. Let's push. I would love to have this guy on the c file, but this isn't a thing. I don't want to do this anymore. I want to keep this all intact. Okay, so he does go there. Free pawn, but why bother? I'm running out of time now. I feel like this forces more stuff off the board. If he played the knight move, he would have lost the knight. The knight move. Which knight? No. Okay, so now he's just running with his king here. I don't want to bring his queen here unless my queen can get here. He's hitting this pawn, but he's also hanging the rook. I'm going to take the rook. Okay, he takes. Okay, now's my chance to bring this guy in because he's gonna come back here. The one you said earlier, knight d2. Okay, so now he's just throwing stuff at me. I have 20 seconds. He has more time than me, miraculously. I think this is good because it opens up my rook as well. Okay, what's happening? How is he alive? Let's hit this knight, which no longer has an outpost. Okay, he's got a fork. Let's take all that away and get ready for a queen trade if he moves the knight. And now I could just push the pawn, I think. He has to try something like this, but there's no way that works. And my back rank's weak, but his queen doesn't have access unless it's still covered, I guess. The one you said, because then you could have taken his bishop with check. After he recaptured, you could have taken the knight with your queen. Perhaps he's down to 3 seconds. Timeout, 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 timeout. Yes! All right. Oops. Oof. Man. Brutal. I only got 6 points for all that. That was a lot of work. There's somebody guessing on the game. Why would somebody be watching that? All right. Well played. Easy. Not so easy. I mean, smooth for sure, like you can see, but it still took brain power. Okay, so it says 3 inaccuracies. I will take that. That's no mistakes. So if I have no mistakes and only 3 inaccuracies, how's that only 89%? I guess because the game was only 36 moves. 3 out of 36 is like 1/12th, which I guess doesn't help anybody. So 10%, I guess that makes sense. 10 is 10, 12 is a little more. I don't know that I didn't know they count inaccuracies like so harshly though. Just a quick review, let's see what happened. Oh, this isn't open. The Killer Kale Zucker Tort System. Okay, so everything's fine. And yeah, this was just falling apart. Even here on +2, I felt really good here once I got the knight here. But I want them to make me retry a move. So they don't even want me to retry anything. I played like a 2350. He played like a 2000. So what were the inaccuracies? Okay, they like A4. Oh, I had good moves. I forgot about the category good. It's so like good. Best. Yeah, Queen H6 didn't make a lot of sense. So this is an inaccuracy. So I'll retry this. So if Knight C5 isn't the move, we can protect this pawn. Queen E2, Rook E1, so that we can play F3. What else do we have? We can bring this guy back. Is queen e2 a move? I'm not really sure what else to do. Rook e1 f3. Yeah, but I kind of want my rook on the f file if I'm gonna do that. What do they think of this move? Inaccuracy, but less inaccurate than the knight move I made. Rook e1. Mistake. Yeah, I don't like rook e1 because it leaves the f file. Bishop e2. What if we just bring the rook back? That makes sense. Mistake. Okay, so what's the hint? This knight? I don't see how this... That seems a little much. Yeah. So they just want me to take? But you never take. Oh, because this pawn's hanging. So he would have to take this way, and that's not... And if he has to take... If he can't take with the f pawn, then the whole Stonewall attack is not the same. And then you could do this. Interesting. I didn't even think of that. Because yeah, this pawn is hanging. If he takes with the f pawn with check, he can't do that. Wait, what happened? He goes here, I go here, he goes here. But when you look at the suggestions, knight c1, knight c5, and take. So I played something that they're suggests with 0.3. Then they say it's inaccuracy with 0.6. The engine doesn't even make sense. Okay. Bishop e2 was the big brain move. I feel like this was an important move to find. So I'm glad I found that. And then here I went to d3, which just looks super strong. But again, they're saying the best is to take. And once you take... Again, he can't take with the f pawn ever because this hangs. Although it does give him a little file if he scoots his king over. Let me see. So this you just take, yeah. And this, take again. He still has to take with the d pawn. So because this pawn hangs in all the lines, they want you to trade. I was super happy with knight d3 though. I still like it. And now they're saying they're even. So what was my other? This is an inaccuracy. Oh, they still want you to take for the same reason. Okay. Knight f4 is second best if you don't take. Rook f6 made no sense to me, so I agree with that. Again, they want you to take for the same reason. This hangs, and you get to open up your bishop. Otherwise, they'd like a5. a5. That's too fancy for me. That's too... I'm not good enough to play that. They don't... My last inaccuracy was queen c2. Because of this. And then he goes back. But what's the big deal? I was gonna go here. Still good for me. But I guess the whole point of queen c2 is that just waste time. If he takes, have to go back. Now they give it as the third best option. So if you don't see taking, which I didn't, they want queen c2 or a5. Alright, so queen c2 is also fine. And then he just loses the game in interesting fashion. They actually like queen c1, which is funny. How did I play this endgame? Okay, so you can take, but I feel like what I did was way harder practically to deal with. And they also like the other move I was looking at, queen d5. Now I just go here. Now I just go here. Yeah, now he just lets me do what I want. g3. There's no way I'm playing g3 in this position. Yeah, and that was GG. Cool, good game. All right. Another win in the books.